Attention, all curious minds, innovators, and trendsetters. It's time to pause, lean in, and get ready for an extraordinary journey as we dive deep into the fascinating realms of life, technology, entertainment, and business. Let's explore, learn, and grow together. Brace yourselves, for the next thrilling episodes of HIPTHER Talks is about to take off. Counting down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go.
Hi everyone, Zoltan here. We're back again this week with HIPTHER Talks, and we are sticking to the aggregators topic because we have something that we still need to clear the air out there because we have received many questions about how they actually work. It's amazing to see that this is something that has been around for a couple of years now, aggregators, and some are still figuring it out. But today's guest is none other than Tatyana Kaminskaya, head of SOFTSWISS Game Aggregator. So hi, Tatyana, nice to have you here.
Hi, Zoltan. Thanks for having me here.
All right, so we have this tradition here on our podcast to let our guests say a few words about themselves in their own words. So, yeah, could you tell our audience who they're dealing with today?
Sure. So my name is Tatyana, as you can see, and I'm responsible for the game aggregator in SOFTSWISS. And I have been with SOFTSWISS for almost 9 years already. So I've seen a lot of its evolution, and I've seen how this company has grown from a startup to what it is now. And I will be happy to share some insights and some of its history today. About myself, I'm originated from Belarus. I was born and raised there, and now I live in Poland, in a nice town of Poznan, very close to Germany, and enjoy my life here.
All right, so that sounds great. Yeah, indeed, SOFTSWISS has grown a lot in the past 10 years, and I think that you guys are actually celebrating 10 years.
True, this year.
All right. Wow. Time flies
That's a
by
lot.
so fast. Yeah. All right, so let's talk about the game aggregators because you guys have made it from basically from zero to the number one spot when it comes to aggregators, and we're interested about how SOFTSWISS has built this world's largest game aggregator, and I do believe that you guys changed the iGaming forever because there hasn't been such a success story in this past 10 years. Maybe the AI will change that in the future, but yeah, let's not go that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, game aggregators have grown into the largest content hub in the iGaming industry, and as I've mentioned, I dig around that this October you guys are celebrating 10 years. So from your perspective, what did it take to build a product that operators call the best in the market, and how do you keep that status today? Besides, of course, being present at every conference with large stands and banners everywhere.
Oh, I see. Yeah, first of all, I'm very flattered. Maybe our secret is by staying humble, because we're always thinking about what can be done better, and we don't have time to rest on our, awards and all the achievements. But yeah, that's I'm joking here. Of course, I'm flattered. I'm very happy that this product lives on, that it's evolving. I can see how it's changing in years. So yeah, I would say maybe all my answers are gonna be very, very people-centered today, because I feel like celebrating 10 years, like this milestone, is the perfect time to say thank you for the team, because I believe this is the most important part of anything, any business, any success. People staying behind it. And I'm not going to talk about some particular decisions that has brought us to where we are now, but I'm going to talk about people who work as a team, who manage to evolve together with the product, together with the system, And it's about them being competent in the right places and having all the motivation to go through. Because as I see it, you can build all the processes. And by the way, we have the structure now. We have the order now. As a big company, we have to be very focused on doing things in a particular way. I would say, to have rules around everything. But still, having people being flexible, having flexible minds, still the most important thing, because our industry is changing fast. It has a lot of unpredictable things to happen around, and you have to be, in a certain, you have to have a certain mindset to be able to process all that and adapt fast. And this is what our core team is. So thank you guys. You've been the best this whole years. So yeah, the second thing that I want to talk about would be this ability to change, because our business has grown from basically a startup, like a couple of people were supporting the game aggregator as a product. It was like 2 people at the start, at the beginning. It was just a module of casino platform, and now it's almost 400 people behind this product. Everyone knows what to do, what is their place, and what the input should be, and everything works as a structure, processed, ordered, and the same people who joined us throughout these years. No, or during this years, I'm not sure how to use this pronoun. I'm sorry. They basically, most of them stayed with us. They have adapted to this change.
Yep.
And integrated into this new way of how the company works. So these are 2 crucial things: people and the ability to adjust as a team and as a system.
Yeah, and we're not talking about 100 people in Europe. We're talking about a huge company that is present in most of the markets around the world.
True. So we basically have grown from being focused in one specific part of the world, and now we're working globally, and that's a lot. That's a lot to take.
All right, it's yeah. We've certainly been covering the news because we have been around. Yeah, actually, this year we're celebrating also. Yeah, basically, since we launched our events segment, it would have been the 10th edition of our conference in Budapest, which has been merged with Prague. So basically, next year in March, we're also celebrating 10 years of activity with the conferences.
Whoa.
And yeah, we're already
We are of the same age.
yeah, exactly. And we're already 15 years in the media space and almost 20 years in the industry. So yeah, there's
Congrats. No, that's a lot. In this industry, that's you've started from the very beginning.
Yeah, we don't actually say that a lot, but wow, just now saying
But
out
yeah.
loud that the 10 years of conferences for us, it's like, whoa, I'm just realizing now that it's flies by so fast and people you just come and go and you see them around the industry. And it's good for you that you stuck around with SOFTSWISS for 9 years. That's huge.
Yeah, loyalty or not really, because it's everything still is interesting. A
Yeah.
lot of things are happening, and it's like I'm working for a different company every year. It feels like that.
All right. So yeah, it's good. So looking back at your success story, where did you start 9 years ago, and what milestones did you have in mind? Have you achieved them, and where are you heading next as both the product when it comes to the game aggregator, but also as the industry is evolving?
So yeah, basically, I'm gonna talk about my part of the history, because it's almost the same from my experience to what Game Aggregator was. We have grown from a Curacao licensed business, and our main domain was always .com, as you know, like the most flexible, the most forgiving, I would say, domain of them all. So we have evolved and grown from that state. And I would say this domain and this license are still our bread and butter till this day. And there is a lot to thank for for this flexibility, for these all the availabilities that this domain has provided us. And I'm going to talk about a couple of examples that were only possible like with this particular setting. I'm going to talk about crypto, about this big shift in the industry, because we as a company, SoftSwiss, participated much, and I say the founders actually pushed this idea into the iGaming world, and I would call it a revolution. So I'm not going to talk much about the whole company, because a lot of was done in terms of other products. I'm going to focus, of course, on my product, on Game Aggregator. And what we did several years ago was talking, like from the very beginning, when I was in the company, we were talking to game providers about the idea of cryptocurrencies and introducing them into the gameplay, about all the perspectives that come with it, about all this new traffic that is waiting to play their games. So basically, it took, I would say, a couple of years to get all game providers on board. Like, not all of them have joined this revolution, but most of them. The most prominent ones were first on board. A lot of smaller studios at that moment also were very curious and interested. And basically, we have figured out together how to work from technical perspective. Legally, fortunately, everything was settled. All the all these settings, I would say, have been checked and approved by this jurisdiction, and we were good to go. And basically, it was a big revolution because it was a big step. We've brought a lot of new traffic into iGaming and made it less traditional, I would say, less focused on its history and what it was built on. So it brought some healthy competition into the market. It was a huge step ahead. The second part of this revolution would be introducing cryptodized brands, because it's it's not just integrating cryptocurrency into the games. It's about combining two different industries, dare I say, because there were two different verticals, I would say, and it was a perfect perfect match to combine that, because the audience of cryptodized brands was just right for the content, and the games on these sites were very welcome. So this was another big change that changed everything for everyone, for every participant of this chain, I would say. And if I remember correctly, I think about 4 years ago, we have noticed that in our traffic, almost 70% was taken by crypto-centric activity, gameplay. Can you imagine? We started from 100% fiat, and in a couple of years, it was almost all of it. I mean, we still had fiat growing, but there was a big, massive growth in terms of crypto. Of course, these days, this picture has changed a lot, because we have also discovered some new markets, some new sources of traffic. But there was a period when it was one of the most crucial, I would say, milestones, one of the crucial sources of our traffic. And I truly believe that cryptodized projects, what they are now, they have been and still are disruptors of this industry, because they are bringing all these new ideas, all those, I would say, unexpected things that are very non-traditional, no one have ever thought about. So they are truly disruptors till this day. So yeah, and what we are looking into the future, what are the major areas of our growth? We have focused very much on regulated markets, like local regulated ones, and this is not just because we are, I don't know, we do not believe in .com. It's still there. It's like, as I said, our bread and butter. But now we have some foundation. We have resources and competence to explore, to get challenged by the more, I would say, trickier markets with more requirements, with tougher competition. We are already ready and grown, and that's exactly what we are doing now.
Yeah, some of the jurisdictions are very, very needy in terms of compliance, and
Exactly.
especially given that the status of a provider, we know that a couple, even in the Baltic countries, in some cases, it's very hard to get a license as a provider. So let's also talk about your team, because behind every strong product, we always know there's a strong team as well. So, what role do your expertise or culture, or maybe let's also talk about core values that come into play in delivering values to to the operators, basically to your clients?
Yeah, you don't have to push me to this question because I'm going to talk about people if you give me the possibility. Because I'm really grateful. So basically, I would say that the key thing is to gather a group of highly motivated people that care about the result. Basically, this is how everything started, and the core of our team is still like that. People who are highly motivated, who don't care about their job description or title or anything. They're just passionate about what they're doing, and they really care about the result, regardless of what you are asking from them. Like there have to be some, still
Yeah.
rules and regulations, but they're open to new ideas. They are open to to improvements, to something that hasn't been there yet, that was not directly required from them. And I would say this is the most important thing. One of the interesting facts, but I believe it's more or less the same for a lot of companies from our region, is that most of our team are people with no experience in iGaming. All the core member of our team have just entered the industry by entering
Yeah.
SoftSwiss. And it didn't matter, because if you are passionate, if you have high intellect, I would say, if you are open-minded, it's going to be fine. It's going to be okay. At least for the B2B sector that we are in, we don't deal directly with players, of course. I would say B2B is a little bit more forgiving in this case. And often the experience from other sectors is a plus, even like to bring something into this industry from other industries. So I would say this is one of the interesting points behind creating this good team. So yeah, only recently we have started to hire people from the industry, like with the relevant experience. Those are like key positions, very specific
Yes.
ones. Like, yeah, we feel that we lack something here. We know what we lack. We need exactly like the person to be here to to fill this empty space, I would say. Those are just a couple of people, and I'm very happy with about having them at these places at the right time. But yeah, this only started to happen recently, now that we are more mature and we understand what we are lacking and what are the specific pain points that we need to cover. So this is how it goes.
As you guys enter the teenager era of the company,
True.
basically, and you hit the nail in the head with this, because yeah, we are also based in Eastern Europe, and we know that it's there's no actual manpower you can hire in this
True.
region, and
Ready-made.
you basically train people in the industry, and you like show them the ropes, show them what it is, because definitely they will come with a bit of relation, like, okay, it's still it's the gambling industry, and I I don't know what my friends will say that I will be working at a company like this, but that
Hmm.
maybe in a couple of years that they say that has been the best choice in their life, because this is, I think, the most fun industry to be in, and the challenges and the innovation, which is so rapid, no other industry can provide that. So this is the right place to be. So, of course, technology being the backbone, and the technology is the backbone of the SOFTSWISS Game Aggregator as well. So how has its technical evolution empowered operators and their growth over the past years? Could you maybe say some case studies or?
This is it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the main idea behind the technical evolution. We want to be unnoticed by the end user, so that the player is not aware about the way how the games are kind of enabled, how they are delivered to them. And it sounds very simple, like just don't do anything special, but no, really in the background you have to be very careful about your decisions and solutions, because being untraceable in this communication, like staying the technical mediator, it's very important to keep the speed of processing requests very high, to have distributed points of presence, I would say, to be as close to participants of this interaction as close as possible, and to be very stable. Basically, to have a capacity of your servers to be ready for any sudden change or whatever. You have to be always ready for any spike in activity. So basically, this is it. To be unnoticed for players, but to be of much use for our operators.
All right. So guys who are joining us on this recording, listening to this podcast or viewing the podcast on YouTube, I'm just hoping now that we're not live streaming this recording, but we've been using this is side note to our listeners. We've been using Riverside for a while now. I don't have any incentives or affiliate related stuff regarding to Riverside, but it's an awesome platform, guys. And I really like it. And our audience, I know that we've been doing this for 4 years now. And I know that when our audience sees that the red carpet is being rolled out when they enter the room, it makes them special. Did you see that? So when you entered this recording, did you see that, Tatyana?
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking you're talking to your audience.
Yeah. But I just wanted to get your feedback
I
as
saw it,
a.
of course.
Yeah, it makes you feel
No.
special, right?
I mean, as a user, it's very convenient and welcoming, I would say. Yeah.
All right, good to hear that. So let's talk about also about operators, because they often ask about how can an aggregator help them select the right or the winning games for their casinos. So what's your unique approach about this? Because we talked about this in a past episode where we said that nowadays operators are like same website. It just slapped a new logo on it, different style of color, but mostly are the same. But there are some winning games out there that are popular for casinos, but I don't think that is the same in every demographic.
No, it's true. It's true. You're absolutely correct. My first conclusion would be that there is no such thing as too many games. And like our first recommendation to operators is just to have like as many as they are willing to have, because they are not losing anything. I mean, connecting everything through the game aggregator is just like it doesn't matter how many games you connect. But the most important thing is to present them correctly, is to place them correctly, because having all these like tens of thousands of games in one place, it can be very easy to get lost. And the idea is to help your player to see what they need and suggest them what they might actually like. So in this term, the game aggregator comes in handy because we are sitting on a lot of data. Since we have the network all over the world, we are collecting all the data about what is like popular, what is working in this specific time for this specific region, and we are willing to share this information with our operators, of course. So basically, we have this. If we have some blind spots, for example, we don't have that much traffic from certain region, we still can, make some use of our communication with game providers and collect all this common knowledge from our network, like what game types are going to be popular, what specific titles they see from their network, because maybe we have only part of this information. So we combine all this knowledge together and present to our operator this, I would say, the list of recommendations, like what you should place, what should absolutely be there on first places, what you should make as visible as possible for your specific groups of players from certain regions. This is basically it. This is the most important thing.
All right, so you would have your handful if I was your client as an operator, because I would be like a dictator. I would say, I only need Elvis Frog and the Gladiator slot.
Oh, good choice.
That's all I need. I don't care what do you suggest, millions of games. I only need those two on the website. What would you do about that?
That's true. That's something that operator has to be very careful about, because the best idea is to offer the player exactly what they need. So this is maybe where AI comes in handy, because you like the best case scenario is to have a very personalized lobby page just for you. And this is something like that has to be done in the lobby. And I believe that AI is gonna is gonna do a lot of heavy load on that. But it's still, unfortunately, at this day, you see a lot of websites that look the same, and you know that it's not there. It's not ready to impress you these days. But I'm sure it's gonna happen like that.
Yeah, but change takes
the market
time.
needs.
Yeah, it needs it, but do they accept it? Because like they are used to the same layout, jumping from one page to the other. We were talking about this on the other podcast about how websites are like the same in the past 10 years. Nothing has changed, and we actually experimented now when we designed this new launch for our conference registration, like for the gateway. We created the form in a way. When you register, you don't have the form in front of you, like type in your name, etc. But you need to give it like answers, like you are interacting with that page. At first it was like, oh, this is so stupid, like I want to see everything on the form. No, we left it like that. But people now actually enjoy it, because people get used to this chat style thing with Chat GPT. So basically, it's the idea. We had this idea behind it, like use it like ChatGPT. Like give me your name, tell me what you want to pay with, like stuff like that. Send me your delegate name, and it worked. We somehow managed to switch the brains of a couple of people, but let's see how others will copy our style now and see if it works out.
You train your users. I mean, that's important thing, because there is always there must be some balance between what is what everyone is doing. It's the safe way to do things. Just copy everyone else, and users are already there. But you are trying something new, and that's a dangerous path, path. But someone needs to take it and show the way. So yeah, good thing for you. And I'm sure that there will be some industry disruptors who are actually, doing the layouts in a very impressive way, and everyone is going to copy them.
Yeah, indeed. So every provider offers a back office, right? And these are tools that and analytics and reporting. So besides this, you also have the standard promotional features like tournaments and jackpots. We talked about jackpots earlier with your colleague. So what do you do differently, and what measurable results do these tools bring to operators?
So yeah, here I'm gonna state our also main idea behind all the development. For now, it very might change in these following years, but for now, we've been very careful about what we add to our product, and so far we follow strategy to give really good basic solutions, because we have figured out that even in the real world, things you get frustrated about are basic things that fail to perform. For example, you can have a phone with a super cool function of video editing in lifetime, for example, but the internet connection is sometimes unstable. Like, you're going to be frustrated about this very simple thing. So the idea behind our back office features and our tournament tool, jackpots are not specifically Game Aggregator, but another product of SoftSwiss.
Yep.
But the idea is always the same. Like you give a stable, a very efficient instrument tool that copies all the best common practices that are. You see, this is the safe approach. Like it's just what everyone expects, what everyone is using daily. This is just something that makes every day easier by just being there, working without any question, covering all your daily needs. So this is at this stage we are now. So if we're going to talk about the future, I hope we're going to change that and maybe introduce something really innovative. But so far we've been taking this safe path ourselves, and so far it has proven to work because all our I would say all values of our product is to be very stable, very predictable, just an easy solution to your daily needs without trying to impress and fail at those simple things.
Yeah, indeed. I don't want to be rude now that people are like too lazy to,
True.
because I will come back to our conferences, because another thing we've been asked is that, when you are registering for a conference, you have like 5 types of levels of badges and registration, and we only have one. We only have the delegate pass, or we have the VIP combo pass, which also has accommodation. And people are like, are these going to be granting me access to the awards or to lunch or to networking? And we says everything is included in one pass. We are not going to like, you're a VIP, you're this one.
Yeah.
And like they are like puzzled and they don't know where they are, because things are so simple, but they want to overcomplicate things because that's what they're used to. So, wow, this
Exactly. You see, and people get frustrated because no, I always have done, like the bread was always in this part of the store. Like, where did you move it?
Yes, exactly.
You see.
So as I said at the beginning, you guys have grown and grown and grown, and now you are in more than 24 jurisdictions. Am I correct?
Yes, it's true.
Oh my God!
But
So
we are adding them more and more.
yeah. So how does your compliance coverage simplify operators' lives when expanding globally? Because we know that there are many brands that are like expanding to many jurisdictions, but that means more licenses, more compliance.
Yes, true. So as I said, we are going to add more. It's our strategic direction of moving towards more locally regulated markets. So basically, why are we even here? Why are we offering this product to locally regulated operators? What do we bring to the table? Basically, there are all these like benefits of just using one integration and one agreement, of course, for any market. But for local jurisdictions, for local regulation, as you might know, there is also another layer of document paperwork on top of that. So basically, you have to certify every single supplier that you have into your own casino platform, and you have to pay for every single game provider that you want to include. So here we're just trying to take this headache from our operators by providing them just one chain of supply. So the operator has to certify just one integration with us, and all the rest, all the costs, all this headache about setting up, testing, about the audit is done by us. So this is a win-win because the operator gets, can save some costs, can save some efforts from their side, and at the same time we can reuse what we have with one operator to other operators, to the whole network, because the papers, the documents do not change that much. So basically we are kind of helping each other to save the cost and time. And one of the biggest examples would be the recently regulated Brazil market, because all of that, it doesn't sound like much what we are doing here in terms of saving this. It's not sometimes even too much money. It's not sometimes too much time, but sometimes you don't have the luxury of having all that. And with Brazil, it was exactly this situation, because the big part of the market was not ready for this. For this regulation, for all the rules, for all of the requirements they were quite abrupt, I would say. And I'm very happy and proud to say that for our operators who chose to, this legal path to get the license, to get everything, done properly, we had a continuous supply of games. Of course, the number of games was dictated by the abilities of game providers to get their part certified, but everything that was certified by 1st of January was already on board with us, and that was a big help for our operators, because they didn't have to run around and organize everyone and get every single paper for every single game. And this was a big thing, I would say. This is one of the big projects. And so we are basically there for our operators to introduce some new markets that were there, but have just emerged with their regulation. And I'm happy to say that we are quick enough and organized enough to do that on time, because time was everything, as we felt very much ourselves.
Yeah, Brazil is certainly an interesting case.
It's a pain.
and more Latin American markets will definitely follow. So I think it's going to be very crazy there as well. It's good. It's good. It's good times for the lawyers and the testing laboratories right now in these jurisdictions.
Yes. And sometimes, as a user of all of that, I feel that they don't feel that much of responsibility. Like, oh, we can read the rules in the way we want, and all the frustration that comes from them answering differently to the same question asked from different parties is like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
We need you to be responsible.
Exactly. So let's also talk about the high stability you guys brag about. Because it's a must in iGaming, given the players and everything. So what's behind your ability to guarantee near perfect uptime, and also the lightning fast response times, even during the largest traffic spikes?
Guess what? Guess who is responsible? A very strong team of engineers, specifically in this case. This is like one of the strongest teams in our company, because like they closely monitor the situation, and they have outstanding planning skills, because everything like Exactly. So they need to monitor what's going on, and they need to. That's what they're doing. They keep the capacity of servers like half full, I would say. Always preparing in advance. Always like doing all this like procurement, all those measures of optimizing the system. Everything is done in advance, and I love them for that, because they don't have to be pushed and come on guys, now we have a problem, because we had some darker time in our history when we were growing so fast, like times in a year, and the system just was not ready. And now I can say that these times are very like far away from us, like years before now, and we don't even can think about some abruptions, about some sudden spikes, because all of that is planned. All of that we have like capacity to handle much more than we are handling now. And all of that, of course, is covered in all those secure measures and etc. So basically, this is how it's done by a very strong team of engineers. And of course, moreover, that we have as a big company, we have a proper production incident management system. We are supporting our clients 24/7, and like normally for like actual big incidents, the first person to know about them would be our system engineer. Like they have a monitoring system that alarms them, that triggers like them day and night, regardless. And for smaller incidents, of course, we have our help desk that works 24/7, and some smaller things, issues that are not visible for the system because they're, for example, local. They only triggering some small part of business of operation, they can be handled by people trained to to take care of them, regardless of how small or big the operation is. So this is how it works.
All right. So let's also, as a final question before we jump to the second tradition like that we have on our podcast, it's the final looking ahead, which I always ask our guests. It's what's your vision for the next 10 years? Given that you have such a strong 10-year now almost behind you, how will operators continue to benefit as your aggregator evolves?
Well, 10 years is a long period, and I can only speculate what's going to be in the next 10 years. Maybe it's going to evolve into a completely different industry as a whole. But speaking about maybe shorter times, what we are doing, the direction where we are moving now is locally regulated markets, and our ambition is to become the default choice for any operator entering a new market for them, not just by providing a set of games, but by being a partner, but being a competent like a friend that can give them the competence about this market, not just the content. So this is our big ambition, and we are going to do a lot to build up for it. But this is the general direction of our movement.
All right. So thank you so much for answering our questions. And here comes the ending part of our podcast, which we launched this year. It's like a tradition that we give the opportunity for the earlier guest to ask either a question or leave a message to the next guest. And in this case, it was actually your colleague, Amir Kiabi, head of sales at the Jackpot Aggregator. So he asked you if you had to predict one change in player behavior in the next 2 or 3 years, what would that be?
First of all, that's a good question, Amir. I mean, saying thank you to Amir. Yeah, I would say the most evident thing about behavior of players, but not even just players, but people, I would say is a shorter attention span. And we're talking about not just players because we can see it even in ourselves as internet users. We cannot concentrate much on the stuff. So I believe that the future of any operator and game provider is to be very efficient with the player, is to be very easy to navigate, is to think for them in a way, I mean, to think for what they might actually want see or do, and just be there with the solution. So I believe this is the future, and I strongly believe that we are going to move in this direction as well, to be more to be closer to the player, not to just leave them straight abandoned in this store and go figure. So this industry has a lot to acquire
Yeah.
from TikTok, I guess.
Yes. So basically make them more lazier.
I mean, in a way, just to serve this new trend and tendency.
All right. Good. Okay. So now it's your part. Would you like to leave a question or a message to the next guest?
I think questions are more interesting.
Yes.
Yeah, you see, it's about like the thinking process other than just saying something. So yeah, my question I would say would be a little bit related to what we have just discussed. I wonder what lessons can iGaming industry take from other entertainment industries, and like video streaming, mobile apps, whatever comes into mind.
All right. So basically, it's a question about for the OnlyFans creators, probably, and stuff like that. All right.
Possibly.
Yes. Okay. So, Tatyana, thank you so much for your time. And thank you for our audience for sticking around. And yeah, Tatyana, if you want to say happy birthday to SOFTSWISS, now is the time to do it.
Happy birthday, my dear team and Game Aggregator. 10 years is a long time. We're gonna make another 10 years.
All right. Okay. Bye-bye, everyone.
And that's a wrap for this section of HIPTHER Talks. Thank you for being a part of our journey today. Don't forget to tune in next week for more insights and discussions. Stay connected with us on Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Amazon Music, Apple Podcasts, and more. Until then, keep exploring and keep growing. We'll see you next time.